Hey everyone, Ryan here. Obviously, I'm making a video message for you to give you some news about this Sunday. So in a nutshell, we elders have found another building, and this building is very promising. We really like this building, so I wanted to share it with you. We have a 1 o'clock p.m. walkthrough scheduled for this Sunday after church, and the building is pretty close to North High, so that works out well. So I've got notes about this building on Microsoft Word. And so I'm going to look down and read these notes right now. So please excuse the fact that I won't be making eye contact with you from this point on. So this building is only about 1.25 miles from North High. The cross streets are 18th and Garland. It's in a very nice little neighborhood and kind of an older neighborhood, but it's technically in North Riverside. So it's just a nice Riverside neighborhood right there. The building has some great curb appeal. The landscaping is really well done, has a nice wrought iron fence around it. It was built in 1930, and it is a brick building. The church that was in there before recently moved and took really good care of it. So it's a nice property, close to North High, centrally located in North Riverside. The church seats about 160 would be the seating of the auditorium, and that really works out pretty well. Right now, on a really good size Sunday for us to seat, we'll have about 90 people in the auditorium. And then you add the kids and you add the kids workers, and that's going to put us somewhere in the range of 130 to 140. And so a church that would seat 160 would be great. That would allow us eventually, if we had additional growth, would be to be able to move to 2 services, which is possible if you own property. So just some things about the building there. Also, right now at North High, we spend about $1,800 a month to get North High for 5 hours on a Sunday. For about $2,000 more a year, so $2,000 more for a whole year, we would be able to operate the building. So that's awesome. Basically, it's almost equal to go from the rent cost to the mortgage and the utilities and the insurance on the building. The building needs some cosmetic work, but based on what it's on sale for and based on the amount of cash that we have in the bank, we could put down a sizable down payment. We could do some renovations to really make it look awesome and make it fit our culture and still have money left in the bank. In terms of vision for our church, one of the things that's really driven us elders is Colossians chapter 1, verse 28. And here's what Paul writes. He says, Christ we proclaim, warning everyone and teaching everyone with all wisdom, that we may present everyone mature in Christ. So central to Paul's heart of being a leader was helping people grow in maturity in Christ. And a pastor named Crawford Loritz, really solid pastor, he leads a church, and he talks about in his church what they do is every year, he leads a large church. So every year they look at all their programs and they ask one question of all their programs. They ask this question: is this producing maturity in Christ? That's what they ask. And so right now we're mobile. We're at North High, and God is with us, and God's been walking with us, and we are the church. We don't have the building, and we are the Seed Church, right? God's still at work, building or not. But we elders do believe that having a building would provide more tools and more opportunities for us to help pursue maturity in Christ together, that we could serve more of the family, that we could think more seriously about future development of midweek opportunities, that we could do leadership development there and training there, that we could have summer events there. There's a big grass lot behind the building that's fenced in with a kids area, and you could do things out there in the grass lot. It's just a really exciting prospect. So I would say the biggest challenge for the building is pretty small, but it's the parking. There's a very small parking lot there, and right across the street is Jim Starkey Music, the former Jim Starkey Music. Right now it's an abandoned building. But we have talked to the owner of that, and it sounds like we'll very easily be able to work out that we could use their parking lot in addition to the church parking lot, and the rest of the parking would just be on the streets. But I think you'll see if you come to visit this Sunday at 1 o'clock with us. I really hope you do. I think you'll see that where this neighborhood is and where it's situated, this is just a really cool looking neighborhood church. And like right now at North High, if you park in that parking lot, you don't really have a short walk to get from that parking lot, all the way up through the courtyard up into the entrance. And certainly where I park on Sunday over off Rochester Street, that's a pretty long walk over there. So we have to do some street parking at this church, but there's lots of room for street parking, and it's really situated in a nice little neighborhood. That's what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to give you some details in advance so you could be thinking about that, praying about that you could put into your schedule a 1 p.m. walkthrough at this building. If you want to look up the address, you can actually find this building online. If you go to LoopNet, you can find the building and look at the online pictures. The address is 1406 West 18th Street North. 1406 West 18th Street North. We're going to have voting available as early as this Sunday. If you would like to vote on whether or not you want the elders to continue pursuing it, and that way, just to give us elders, if you guys get a look and you get the information you need, that we can kind of know what we got to do. Should we cease and desist, or do we want to continue pursuing that? So, guys, I think that's all I have for you. We'll talk about anything else on Sunday. We can answer questions and just walk through the building together. So, I was going to say it's good to see you, but I can't see you. So I hope it's good for you to see me. And we'll see you this Sunday. All right. Love you, church family.